Hello students, today we will do meter bridge, which is the practical form of a Wheatstone bridge. We have seen the Wheatstone bridge and we know it can be used to determine the value of unknown resistors. Similarly, the practical form of the Wheatstone bridge is the meter bridge. So what is meter bridge? It is a practical form, or you can say a device based on Wheatstone bridge. And what was the principle of the Wheatstone bridge? The principle of the Wheatstone bridge was that when the Wheatstone bridge is balanced, the galvanometer shows a zero deflection and the ratio of the resistors comes out to be same. And out of the four resistors connected in the Wheatstone bridge, in its four arms, the ratio comes out to be same and the value of 1 was unknown. Now let us see the practical construction of the Wheatstone bridge. So the meter bridge, as the name indicate, it is made up of 1 meter wire. It is made up of 1 meter wire. So it is named as meter bridge. So we have a 1 meter long wire having a uniform cross section. Now this 1 meter wire is stretched between the two ends which are connected to the metallic strips. So let us see the construction. These are the two metallic strips which are bent as a right angle, at a right angle. So this is a metallic strip. It is made up of metal, generally a copper. Then there is a gap, and then again we have a metallic strip. Then again there is a gap, and we have similar type a metallic strip which is bent at right angle. So the metallic strips consist of two gaps, and between these two ends of the metallic strips, so here we have a knob or a screw like structure where a 1 meter wire is stretched. So these two ends of the metallic strips which are bent at right angle, we have a 1 meter long wire stretched so that we can measure the value of our unknown resistors. So this wire should be kept stretched, and below this wire we have a scale which is of 1 meter. So we have a scale, this is the scale which is of 1 meter, or say 100 centimeter. Now how this structure is similar to the Wheatstone bridge. So let us draw a Wheatstone bridge. Now this is the four arms of the Wheatstone bridge. You try to see the similarity between these two ends. Now this two end, or these two arms A and C, was connected to a battery. So this is our A point and this is our C point, across which we will connect a battery. Then this is, say, resistor R1, R2, R3 and R4, and the galvanometer was connected between the two ends B and D. So these two gaps are the gaps where we will connect R1 and R2. Now out of these two resistance, the value of 1 is known, that is a standard arm. So in theory we have written this arm as a standard arm and one arm as a unknown resistor. So here you have to create a similar structure. So this is point A and C. Then we have a point B at this point. This is our point B. And the point B is connected to a galvanometer. So this point B is connected to a galvanometer. One end of the galvanometer is connected to a point B. The other end of galvanometer in a practical version is connected to a jockey, that is a thick metallic rod. So this is how we have to find out the null point. Null point means where the galvanometer will show a zero deflection. I have to connect a battery between point A and C. Now suppose the value of R1 is not known to us, or we have to determine its value. So let us name this as R1. The value of this resistor is known. Generally we can connect a resistance box here whose value can be known. So this is the practical form of a Wheatstone bridge. Say R1, R2, and we will see how we will find out R3 portion and R4 portion. This is a jockey, a thick metallic rod. The value of R1 is not known to us. We have to determine the value of R1. So a resistor whose value is not known to us, that resistor is connected in one of these two gaps. We have connected in this gap. So this is the practical form of a Wheatstone bridge. You can see the Wheatstone bridge. Now this is a Wheatstone bridge. You can easily see that this is a scale and this is the wire. Here we have a wire of a Wheatstone bridge. This scale is of 100 centimeter or 1 meter. So it is known as a Wheatstone bridge, a meter bridge. These are the two gaps. These are the two gaps where in one gap we connect a resistor whose value is to be determined. So these are the knobs, screw, on which you can connect wires, and this is a other gap where we can connect a resistance box. This is the metallic strip bent at a right angle. So this is the metallic strip which is bent at a right angle. This is another strip which is bent at a right angle, and this is the point B, the midpoint, that is a point B. From here we will connect a galvanometer and we will do a practical by arranging the resistance in the resistance box. We will determine the null point. So this is the meter bridge that we have to understand, and you will see this device in the laboratory where you have to perform this experiment. So till we do this experiment in the laboratory, we try to understand its theory portion. So this is the meter bridge. Now let us see the other parts of it. This is the resistance box. This is the resistance box. The values are written here. So if you see the value is 5 ohms, 10 ohms, 20 ohms, again 20 ohms, 50 ohms, 100 ohms, and then we have 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 0.5, 0.2. So this is called resistance box. These are its two ends. So one of this end will be connected at this point, the other end will be connected to this point. So this is the resistance box. So this is the knob. If I take out this knob, say this knob, it means the resistance is 50 ohms. If I take out 20, so total resistance of the resistance become 70 ohms. So similarly, I have to perform this experiment where I have to find out a value where the Wheatstone bridge will become balanced. So you have to control the current so that current do not flow in the galvanometer. So whatever current comes from A to R1 to point B, this current should not be divided into galvanometer, it should go there. So you have to arrange the resistance so that the current or the galvanometer shows zero deflection. So this is a resistance box. Similarly, this is the galvanometer. The pointer is at the center. Again, it have two knobs. One of this knob is connected to the point B, and other end will be connected to jockey. We will see the jockey. So this galvanometer will show a deflection either on left hand side or on the right hand side. You have to arrange the resistance in the resistance box in such a way that this galvanometer shows a zero deflection. So this is our galvanometer, and then this is what is we call a jockey. It is similar to a thick pen-like structure. So this is knife-like edge. So this is a pointed or a sharp end. This end has to be moved on this wire to determine the null point. So one end, again it is a screw-like structure. You have to fit a wire, and this end will be connected to the galvanometer. And now while performing the experiment, we will slide this jockey, the pointed end, on this wire. So we have this jockey in the potentiometer also. We will also today see the potentiometer. So null point has to be determined by sliding this jockey on this wire. And on the scale, we will determine what is the length of the wire. The total length of the wire is here is 1 meter. So it has been referred as a meter bridge. And this is what we have used in the potentiometer. It is a key. So it also have a two ends where we have to fit a wire. Now if I take out this knob, this is open circuit, means current entering at this point and the circuit is broken, it will not flow forward. So current is stopped. As soon as I insert this knob here, the circuit is completed, and in theory we say the key is closed. So this is open key, this is closed key, which allow the flow of a current. So this is the structure of a meter bridge, which is similar to the Weston bridge. Now the theory is very simple. The theory is very simple. We have to determine the null point. We have to determine the null point, and we know the length of this wire is 100 centimeter. Now this is R1, this is say R2. So whatever value we get from this resistance box, we have to see about this R3 and R4. For that, we define a new term, RCM. Now this RCM is resistance per unit centimeter. Per unit centimeter means if RCM is equal to 5 centimeter inverse, it means 1 centimeter of the wire have 5 ohm resistance. So its unit becomes resistance per unit length, means 5 ohm per centimeter. So this wire is of 100 centimeter. 1 centimeter resistance is 5 ohm. So total resistance of this entire wire is 5 ohms. Now simply you have to perform an experiment and you have to determine the null point, and when the null point is obtained, we say the Weston bridge is balanced. So let us assume that the null point is this. So if I touch this and galvanometer shows a zero deflection, this becomes point D. Suppose the null point is obtained at a length L. So total length is 100 centimeter. Suppose here if I see the scale, that is suppose I get a null point here. So this, from this reading you will find out that this is about 32 centimeter. So L is 32 centimeter. So what is the remaining portion? The remaining portion will be 100 minus 32, or here total length is 100 centimeter. This AD is L. So DC becomes 100 minus L. Now this is an experiment. You have to find out L and 100 minus L and a null point, that is by rearranging by adjusting appropriate resistance in the resistance box. Suppose we obtain a null point at a distance L from a point A. Now what should be the resistance of this AD portion? That will be R3. Now we have defined RCM. RCM is resistance per unit centimeter. So if this length is L centimeter, R3 can be written as, now this entire value will be equal to, so resistance of AD wire will be equal to RCM into L. So 1 centimeter, say 5 ohms. If I get this as 30 centimeter, so it will be 150 ohms. So this is my R3. Similarly, resistance of DC portion, this portion, that becomes our R4. So that will be equal to RCM 100 minus L. It will be equal to our R4. So meter bridge is a device which is in a practical form of a Wheatstone bridge. Now we know the value of, we have to determine the value of this R1. The resistance box, you have seen, we have to adjust the value such that galvanometer shows a 0 deflection. So you get the value of R2. R3 value is RCM into length. R4, it is RCM 100 minus L. Now what is the principle of a Wheatstone bridge? So Wheatstone said that if the Wheatstone bridge is balanced, the ratio R1 upon R2 should be equal to R3 upon R4. So if meter bridge, or you can say the Wheatstone bridge, is balanced, R1 upon R2 is equal to R3 upon R4. So this is the principle of Wheatstone bridge. R1 we have to determine, R2 that is our standard arm. So in the Wheatstone bridge we call this value as a standard arm. So we know the value of R2. In the place of R3 I will write RCML, and in the place of R4 I will write RCM 100 minus L. So I cancel this RCM value, I cancel this RCM. So R1 is equal to R2 L upon 100 minus L. Now our practical is over. Now if you find this balanced point or a null point means where the galvanometer shows 0 deflection, to be 30, this will be 70. Suppose the value of the resistance box is 10 ohms, so it will be 10 multiplied by 30 divided by 70. So this is how you have to perform an experiment in our lab to determine the value of a unknown resistors. So this is a circuit diagram, and it will be understood more easily when we will perform this experiment. So it is based on the principle of a Wheatstone bridge. Now let us say example 3.9, which is based on a meter bridge. The diagram is taken. The question is, in a meter bridge, the null point is found to be at a distance of 33.7 centimeter from A. So the first null point obtained, L1, is equal to 33.7 centimeter. We continue. If now a resistance of 12 ohm is connected in parallel with S. So in the second case, if I connect another resistance parallel to S, the null point is changed and it is 51.9 centimeter. Determine the value of R and S. So see the first case, we will connect in this second case. So L1 is 33.7. So we know that this entire length of a meter bridge is 100 centimeter. So L2 will be equal to 100 minus 33.7, that is 66.3 centimeter. This is the first case. Now the null point is obtained at this length. So in the first case, I can write R upon S is equal to 33.7 divided by 66.3, that is equation number 1. So if I want, I can use the calculator and find out this value, that is 33.7 divided by 66.3. But you will see that in the second part you may need a ratio R upon S. Now what is the second case? A resistance of 12 ohm is connected in parallel with S. So this is 12 ohm resistance which is connected in parallel with S. Let us name this as R dash, suppose. Now the new null point is obtained at 51.9 centimeter. So if I find a new null point, say this is a new null point. So this is L1 dash. Let us take the symbol L1 dash. So when 12 ohm is connected in parallel with S, then new null point is L1 dash is equal to 51.9. Therefore L2 dash is equal to 100 minus 51.9. So that will be equal to 48.1. 48.1 centimeter. So this is centimeter, this is centimeter. So if you do this subtraction, L2 dash. Now this is again a balanced condition. So now the formula becomes R upon, in the place of S, I will write the equivalent value of this. So I use the symbol S equivalent is equal to L1 dash upon L2 dash. Therefore, R upon S equivalent, that is a parallel combination. So I can write S R dash upon R dash plus S is equal to, again we can substitute this value and you can use the calculator also. So 51.9 upon 48.1. Therefore R, this is taken in the numerator, R dash upon S divided by S R dash is equal to 51.9 upon 48.1. You do this calculation by yourself. Now Suppose I name this as equation number 2. See equation 1, R upon S. This value is already known to us. So if you have used the calculator and found this value, you substitute this value. Or I can directly substitute this ratio. So substituting equation 1 in equation 2. So R upon S, I can write 33.7 divided by 66.3 within bracket, this is R upon S. R dash is 12. 12 plus S upon 12 is equal to 51.9 upon 48.1. Now this calculation is left as an exercise. So you do this calculation and find out the value of S ohms. Once you get this value of S, you substitute that S here and find out the value of R. So you do this calculation, substitute value of resistor S in equation number 1 and you will get the value of R. So the answer as given in the book, so you have to check, do this calculation. So answer as given in the book is S is 13.5 and R is found to be 6.86 ohm. So you verify this answer. This is the application of a meter bridge. Okay students, now in the previous lecture we have seen the potentiometer and its uses. Now this is the potentiometer. Now you see this, in the meter bridge the wire was of 100 centimeter, that is 1 meter. Now if you can see this scale, this is of 50 centimeter. This is 50 centimeter, that is half meter. So here you see the number of turns, the wires. Because it is a very long wire, potentiometer consists of very long wire as compared to Wheatstone bridge. So it is, if I take a 400 centimeter wire, it will become loose. And therefore, like this is a defective potentiometer. See, this wire is very loose. So I have to tighten this wire by opening this screw, and I have to make it a stretched so that there is a sufficient tension in the wire. Because if the wire is loose, the resistance of the wire will comes into picture and you will get a wrong null point. So here you have to keep the wire stretched, and because the potentiometer consists of a very long wire as compared to meter bridge, so we divide this wire into a small length and we have this screw type system here so that it remains stretched. So if it is a 50 centimeter scale, see the number of rows here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 rows like structure. So it is 400 centimeter wire, that is 4 meter wire. So I cannot take 4 meter long wire. Moreover, it becomes loose also with the passage of time and you will not be able to obtain a null point. So the wire is divided into the small length. Now these are the two ends. So this is A and this is C point. So from this end, one end goes to a battery to another, and resistance box key, and the last end of the key comes to this point C. So this is point A and point C. From the point A also, I take, this is the application where I have to determine the EMF of a cell. So from this end, I will connect one cell whose EMF has to be determined. So that cell is connected to this end. One end is connected to point A, the negative terminal is connected to galvanometer, then again one end of galvanometer is connected to a jockey, and with the help of the resistance box we have to vary the resistance from a resistance box. You have to determine the null point. So as compared to meter bridge, the device is small, but the wire here in this potentiometer is 4 times that of a meter bridge. So if we have more wires, then the sensitivity of the potentiometer increases. That is, we can measure the potential gradient more as compared to the small potentiometer. So this is how you will see the potentiometer in our lab when we will perform this experiment to find out the EMF, or we know that potentiometer is used to compare the EMF of the two cells. It is also used to determine the internal resistance of the cell. So this is what we have for the meter bridge and potentiometer. As well, we complete all the theoretical portion of a chapter 3. We will continue with some numericals in the exercise and example in the next lecture. So have a nice day till then.